Now, before I begin, I would request everyone to turn on their cameras for the next 5 minutes only. And if I bore you, you can switch off your camera again. I give you that liberty. Okay, no one likes to talk to blank spaces, right? So, Kunal, Akshada, Heath, Ashutosh, Sudeep, Snigdha, Suraj, Sonali, Aditi, I would love to see you all on screen. I'll give you all 30 seconds for it, I guess, and then we'll begin. Awesome. I see some cameras turning on. Great. So let's begin. So welcome to the power of your voice. Now, how many of you want to become the better versions of yourself? Raise your hand. Or just want to get better every day? Beyond the shadow of doubt, I think most of you want to do that, right? And that is why we are giving our 2 hours of our day, investing our 2 hours of a day to learn or to understand what exactly Toastmasters is. So let me introduce you what joining Toastmasters Club of Pune Northeast can do for you. So recently, there was basically a survey done that what are the problems that an individual faces while they're representing themselves. Now, it can be at the home, in a workplace, with their friends, anything. And the results showed this, that 8% was because of lack of knowledge. 12% was because of nervousness, hesitation. 17, yes, Kamya?
I'm not able to see your screen. Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, I am sharing my screen.
We are able to share, see her screen.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, it's on my
Please continue, Toastmasters.
Okay,
Yes.
not a problem. 17% was lack of confidence and 63% was lack of interpersonal skills. Now, can someone tell me what exactly is interpersonal skill here? Anyone who has a brief idea on what interpersonal skills actually mean? I see Dr. Kamaljeet unmuting herself. Yes, go ahead.
Just now, Toastmasters Sandeep mentioned about some people lacking interpersonal skills, especially in mentoring. It is very, very important to be empathetic towards the other person. And the way we make friends is all about interpersonal skills.
Very apt. So most of them struggled with interpersonal skills. They know what to say, but they did not know how to say it. They did not know how to represent themselves. And that is where the problem began. And Harvard conducted a research and it showed that 85% of success is achieved through interpersonal skills and only 15% from education. Education is important, but how to practically use it and present it in front of people, 85% depends on that. So this is what the survey showed. Now, we might spend time thinking that, okay, why didn't I give time to interpersonal skills? Why didn't I develop it? I should have started it way back. I should have started it 10 years before. But why do we have to think about the past? The best time to plant that tree was around maybe 10 years back, 20 years back. And the second time is now, right now, today. So let's hear and let's see what Toastmasters is all about and how does it help us to plant this seed today so that 10 years down the line, we can see a tree where we become an effective communicator and an efficient leader. I have a short video for all of you. Just give me a minute. I'll share my screen again. Okay, just let me know when my screen is visible. Okay, let's begin.
More than 4 million people have become more confident speakers and leaders. They did so by visiting a Toastmasters club in their company or community. When you visit a club, you'll find 3 things. Members give speeches, they take on meeting roles, and they have a great time learning. There is no designated teacher in a Toastmasters meeting. Instead, much of the learning happens by doing a particular task, such as giving a formal speech or fulfilling a particular meeting role. Ready to visit a club? It's free, and you can find one near you on the Toastmasters website at www.toastmasters.org. The purpose of the meeting roles is to help the members improve their speaking and leadership skills by providing feedback and evaluation. There are 7 different meeting roles: Toastmaster of the Day, counter, grammarian, timer, evaluator, table topics master, and general evaluator.
So again, hi members. So what we saw when we started the meeting was there was a Toastmaster of the day who started off the meeting. There was a general evaluator. There were our counter. There was people who gave speeches. Now, all of this is a part of the Toastmasters learning program. Let's get into the details and see what exactly is Toastmasters. So Toastmasters is a non-profit education organization. It has over 3,64,000 members, and there are 16,200 clubs across 145 countries. Now, do you know what the beauty of a Toastmaster is? If you join a club here, or maybe in your own city, you can attend a meeting in any of the clubs. Suppose you are in India and you're traveling to London. You can visit a club there. You're traveling to another part of India. You can visit a club there. And being in the online mode gave us many benefits. Most of our members visited or traveled the globe by being a part of Toastmasters, sitting at the comfort of their homes and attending meetings all over India and abroad. So this is the beauty of Toastmasters. Now, if you see the paragraph here, it is an effective provider of dynamic, high-value experiential communication and leadership skills development. Now, these might sound big words. Let's break it down and understand how exactly does Toastmaster help us. First one, improving public speaking skills. I would request Toastmaster Renuka to tell me. Toastmaster Renuka, how does Toastmaster help in improving public speaking skills?
It has given me a platform to speak, because otherwise I would never have this chance of talking about something so simple or something so natural to us like college days. So it has given me this platform, and at least I'm attempting something. I may not be the best, but that's how it's helping me improve.
Awesome, Toastmaster Renuka. So this is how Toastmasters help in developing public speaking skills. We have so much in our mind. We want a platform to be able to express, be able to say what we really want to do, and also polish if we have the correct skills. So this is where Toastmasters come into place. Now, I would request Toastmaster Kamya. Toastmaster Kamya, how does Toastmasters help in building leadership skills?
Now, Toastmasters is a platform in which we have executive committee also. And being a part of executive committee for the past 1 year, it's been a great experience, and it gives us bunch of opportunities to play new roles, to lead a team, and to learn the strategies, how to resolve conflict resolution theories. Everything can be done in practice if you are there, and this is what Toastmasters give us.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kamya. Who would have imagined a college student like me when I was 19 joining the club and taking over leadership roles and leading the group of people? Well, this is what Toastmaster had to offer. In Toastmasters, every 6 months, a leadership committee or what we call the executive committee is elected by the people. They help and help in taking the club forward, and they're assigned different activities. Now, one can also go beyond the club and lead different clubs. So I was the area director at one point of time, and I led 4 clubs at that point of time. You can also become the division director and lead more than 15 clubs. And then the hierarchy goes ahead. So Toastmasters gives you a flavor of the leadership skills. Third, practice speech writing and presenting in a group setting. Toastmaster Anushka, you tell us, how does Toastmaster help in writing speeches and presenting?
As we all have taken one pathway when we started our journey, the speeches that we write have a objective, and on the objective we try to write our speeches and present it in our meetings, while we get feedbacks for our speeches from our evaluators, and we try to improve on the same thing.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anushka, aptly answered. So if all of you had observed, we had 2 speeches today. Toastmaster Pulkit and Toastmaster Sandeep gave their speeches. Now, how did they write their speeches? They were given only one objective by Toastmasters. For Toastmaster Sandeep, it was that write a speech on mentor-mentee. And then he curated the entire speech. He organized it. He added his personal stories, personal elements. And that is how he wrote the entire speech and presented it in front of us. This is what Toastmasters help in. Fourth one is gaining a competitive advantage in the workplace. Well, while you are doing so much of this and someone who is not doing anything, you definitely have a competitive advantage in the workplace. Let's hear from Toastmaster Nidhi. Yes, Toastmaster Nidhi. How does Toastmaster help you here?
So as you mentioned, I already got upper hand that others do not have this privilege to be here. I mean, they do have the privilege, but they have not find it out yet. So that was one point. But other than that, what I feel is when I am delivering speeches or doing any sort of role, like today I'm an evaluator, we receive feedback from others, not just our specific evaluator, but from everyone in the meeting. And that feedback we add onto our next speech, onto our next role. But that's not just that. We also take that particular feedback to our workplaces. For example, somebody told me I take a lot of pauses. And then I felt right. Even in my office meetings, I do take those pauses, and that too quite a lot, which kind of left the impression that, oh, I'm not efficient enough to deliver my message to my team. And I picked on that part, I worked on it, and now I deliver my messages fluently to them. They are able to grasp everything. So there are so many points that I have received from feedbacks, and I am adding them to my normal life, daily life, workplace life. And how, yeah, that's how it has been benefiting me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nidhi. A beautiful example. Now, that is how we see that it helps in the workplace also. Next one, work on networking in a small and supportive environment. You are in a community club. There are people from different walks of life. You are going to interact with them. You're going to meet a professor. You might meet a soft skill trainer. You might meet someone in the R&D. You might meet an engineer. You might meet a college student. Now, you are interacting with them on a daily basis. You are getting to know different perspectives. Now, if that is not networking, I don't know what it is. So also beyond the club, there are so many members in the fraternity of Toastmasters. You can interact with them. You can have their phone numbers. You can contact them. When I started my journey as a soft skill trainer, I needed help. I needed help with the guided curriculum. I needed help to know which is the best institute where I could go for training. And I needed that from someone who has already done that. As a college student, obviously it was difficult for me to approach everyone on LinkedIn and understand whether it's credible or not. Then Toastmasters came as a help for me. There are many soft skill trainers who have done tremendous work in their fields. Now, this is where I could approach them and I got every knowledge that I wanted. Now, when it comes to building self-confidence and self-awareness, yes, when you can deliver a speech in front of 26 people today, I think self-confidence will definitely, you'll acquire self-confidence with every meeting that happens. Unlimited personal growth. There's no end to personal growth, right? Every meeting you are taking up a different role, you're giving speeches, you're getting out of your comfort zone, you're literally pushing yourself. If you don't push yourself, you have mentors in the club who are going to push you out of your comfort zone. There is a growth of your personal growth. Last one, maximizing your potential. I don't think I have to explain this one. How can you maximize your potential? Well, if you are ready to take the plunge, if you're ready to begin your journey, you will definitely know how to maximize your potential. Now, these are the things that Toastmasters help you benefit. How does our club, Toastmasters Club of Pune Northeast, help you? Number one, hands-on learning environment. Whether you are a beginner or whether you're an amateur in this field, Toastmasters, our club gives you the required support. You will have mentors who are going to guide you from the start when you join the journey till the end. You want to continue, you're going to the next level. With every speech that you deliver in the club, with every role that you take, you have mentors to help you. You practice prepared speeches as well as impromptu speeches. Not every time in life you'll be ready, right, to give a prepared speech. Sometimes you might just be called, okay, come, deliver a speech. Maybe Kunal, come and deliver a vote of thanks. And then you are clueless what to do. This is where Toastmasters impromptu session helps. What is impromptu session? We will see that after the open house, there will be a table topic session where all of you will be given, or most of you will be given, a topic. You will have 30 seconds to think, and then you have to begin speaking. We also have impromptu speeches in our Sunday meetings. We usually meet on Tuesdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every week, but we have our impromptu meetings on Sunday from 12 to 1. So all of this together helps you going forward in your journey. Opportunities to lead at every meeting. Now, when you take up the role of a Toastmaster of the day, you are the one who is taking the entire meeting forward. It's upon you how you decide the layout of the meeting. So you get the opportunity to lead at every meeting. You see, feedback and evaluation. Now, if you wait till the end, you will see something unique today. You will see that every role player, every speaker, everyone who has come to the dais to speak today is evaluated. And it is not just a blunt evaluation that, no, you should improve this. It's a sandwich approach. We tell you what was good, what can you keep polishing, and what needs to improve. This is the beauty of Toastmasters, the feedback and the evaluation. This will help you go forward in a very supportive environment, and you will see a change in the way you give evaluations to everyone. Today, when I have to speak to my mom and tell her that something is not nice, I follow the Toastmasters guidelines. And let me tell you, she is never sad when I give her evaluation. So this is something that Toastmasters teaches you. I have seen a lot of husbands using this on their wives also. So yeah, there is something to take forward from here. And definitely access to a mentor. You always have, everyone is a mentor here. We learn from each other at Toastmasters. There is no teacher who's going to tell you that, no, you should do this. They tell you, okay, this is what needs to be done. Tell us how you're going to do it. There is no spoon feeding. Yes, there is no hand holding, but there is someone who's going to guide you throughout the journey. As we see the club mission, which is written here, I would request Toastmaster Yes to read the club mission.
The club mission is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth.
I must tell you, like every organization has a mission and a vision. Even Toastmasters, we have a mission. This is the club mission. It might sound very simple or just like a quote, but if you read it deeply, break it down, you will understand the true meaning of it. Every Toastmaster, every member is a part of Toastmaster, totally agrees with this mission, and they have felt this in the journey going forward. Now, how exactly does Toastmasters work? Do we actually speak on random topics? What exactly happens? Let me just go to that briefly. Can someone tell me how much is the time remaining?
You have time.
It's 18:24.
Okay, perfect. So what exactly is Pathways? Now, Toastmaster is built on Pathways education program. What exactly is Pathways? If you see here, there are 11 paths. Now, when you join Toastmasters, you are given a chance to take up a quiz. Once you take up a quiz based on your skill set or the skills that are needed for you, you are given one of these options. You can choose that, or you can go with something that appeals to you more. When I joined, and I was always a person motivated towards entrepreneurship and innovation, so I was given the option of innovative planning. Now, when I enroll in this pathway, there are 5 levels, a total of 15 to 16 speeches that I have to give over a period of time. Some people complete this pathway in 6 months, some take 2 years, and some take more than 2. It's a totally self-paced learning program that you can take forward. Now, there are different pathways. Every single one here will have a different pathway. I have completed one pathway. I'm moving on to the next pathway, that is effective coaching. It depends on what you want to do. Now, these pathways, every level has an objective. The first speech has an objective. The second speech has an objective. Going forward, the speeches become for an advanced level. Sometimes you might have to organize a meeting. Sometimes you might have to write a blog. You also get a chance to do podcast. You also get a chance to do storytelling. So there's so many activities that you can do. It is like being in a college journey, but it's upon you. How do you want to take forward the curriculum? And there's no one to tell you, you have to do this, you have this deadline. Nothing like that. It's upon you. And you can, if there is one objective, for example, there's a speech on mentor-mentee, just like Toastmaster Sandeep gave. If we all speak, all 27 of us will have a different approach. And that is what the beauty of giving a speech here. We can deliver the speech as we want to. We can deliver it with storytelling. We can deliver it in a factual manner. We can deliver it in a humorous manner. Up to us. We can play with our strengths. We can get out of a comfort zone, all according to what we want. This is what Pathways has to offer. Now, when it comes to evaluation, I would request Toastmaster, let's see, Toastmaster Sanat. Toastmaster Sanat, tell us, how do you benefit from evaluations here?
Okay, so yeah, so in evaluation, as you said earlier, it's the approach where you tell the plus points as well as the things you should improve, and they are said in such a manner that it doesn't sound very blunt, and it's constructive. And the best part is that each and every aspect, that it's like vocal variety or like the speech content, they are evaluated they all are evaluated, and they all are like, all those parameters, they are evaluated in details. So in this way, as you are as you know that correctly what you should improve. So that's the way that you can selectively approach your weaknesses and you can go forward.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanat. Well, exactly. When you deliver a speech, every minute detail is evaluated. How were you speaking? How much time did you take? Even I am being evaluated on my time today. How much hand gestures did you use? Were your facial expressions apt? Every single detail is evaluated. So you know that, okay, this is the part where there is still room for improvement and I need to improve. Next, Toastmasters is also beyond the club. We have speech contests that you can take part in. You get access to Toastmaster magazine, where people from all around the world are writing their bits on Toastmasters. There are district conferences that you can attend. There are so many events that keep on happening in Toastmasters. You can get access to all of that just being a Toastmaster. And what is the breakup of the fees that you have? Now, when it comes to Toastmasters, this is something that is a self-paced learning program, and we have a $20 member per fee. That is a one-time payment. So once you pay this $20, you are a lifetime member of Toastmasters. You don't have to pay this amount again. Then we have $45 that you need to pay in 6 months. Now, all of this will be briefed to you once you go to our VP membership, who is Toastmaster Revti. She will be telling you all of this. Now, when it comes to the self journey, it has been seen that Dale. How many of you know who was Dale? Mr. Dale. Anyone? Yes, Toastmaster Renuka knows. So many of you know. He has written several books on public speaking. Now, his workshops cost $1,795 when it comes to public speaking, and it's for 3 days. Here you are getting for 6 months only $45 investment in yourself and access to so many clubs. If you want 30 days, you can attend 30 different club meetings. That's the beauty of Toastmasters. Now, if you want to register, you can contact Toastmaster Revti or any person who has brought Toastmasters to you. You can contact them and you can reach out to them, to anyone. Now, seeing the crunch of time, I would quickly move on if you have any question and answers for me. Any questions regarding Toastmasters? It can be anything. If you want to know how does it help you or your personal journey, yes.
You can put it in the chat box also if you are not comfortable asking.
Yes.
Or you can unmute and ask Toastmaster Muskan directly.
If there are no questions, there are only two things. Number one, you understood everything really well. Number two, you did not understand a single word I spoke for the last 22 minutes. It's not college. You can definitely unmute and ask questions.
Toastmaster Muskan, I have a question. On
Okay.
behalf of some of the people, like when I'm talking to them and they have this thing, most of them feel very, very embarrassed, especially when they are not able to speak on a table topic.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yes. Please complete your question.
So, what do you think could be a trick? Means, what is the best way of, attempting a table topic?
Okay. So when it comes to table topics, obviously some people are really good at speaking already. So they might just think of a personal incident and start speaking. I feel I am a person who was not good at table topics when I started my journey. Over the time, I have become better. Now, what helped me? As soon as I get a topic, number one, I think of a personal incident. Now, we have been in this world for so many years. We obviously have something to relate with. If not me, my brother might have an incident, my mother might have an incident, my friend might have an incident. I can speak about that, number one. Number two, I can frame it in a way called prep technique. I state the objective of the topic, I move on to the reasoning, I give an example, and again I close with the objective. This is a simple way to go forward. Now, when you join Toastmasters, you will be given educational sessions where you will learn how to actually go ahead with table topics. There will be mentors who are going to train you on this. Okay, that this is the way you can go forward. Today I gave one technique, and that also briefly. There are so many different techniques that you can use when it comes to table topics. Does that answer your question, Dr. Kamalji?
Yes, perfect. You gave, I think many people will be attempting their table topics now using this technique. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Kamya.
I had a question regarding same for the people. It is, I was generally asked that we have got our pathway. So is it like time constraining, or is there any time limit that we have to complete our projects in this particular time? So can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure. Yes, Kamya. As I mentioned while I was speaking, that there is no time constraint. It is a self-paced program. But it is always suggested that you complete a pathway in the duration of 6 months to 1 year. Because what will happen when you have a cup, all of us keep our clothes in the wardrobe. Okay. Now, when we are taking out clothes every day and again arranging it nicely, our wardrobe is cleaned really well. However, when we do not arrange the clothes nicely and we take out once in a month, it's going to be messy, right? Same thing is the way we work with our brains and work with curating speeches and the way we deal with public speaking. If we practice it once a month, it's going to take a lot of time and we might be messy. However, if we practice it every single day or once in a week, taking up roles and giving speeches, it's not going to be messy at the end. We're going to be more organized and get better. That is the way with pathways also. Yes, any more questions? Guests, any questions? You can ask if you want that how is going to help you in your personal development or your professional development.
Master Muskan, I have a question.
Yes.
So I have come across many people who do want to join a Toastmasters or any other club, but what they feel is a linguistic barrier.
Okay.
As in they have their thoughts calculated and everything on the sleeves, but what they feel is, oh, my English is not that good. Oh, I'm not able to connect with people better in if we talk about English. I'm not able to do it the right way. And by the time they start to feel that, I think people are losing interest because I am not able to, articulate what my thoughts are. Right. So there is this linguistic barrier. How can we break it?
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Nidhi, for that question. Now the question is, do we want to continue with the linguistic barrier or do we want to break that barrier and move forward? That's the first thing that we as members, or if we are having this question, we need to think about. Second, when we are speaking, it does not mean that we have to use complex words always. The best way to express yourself is by using as simple words as possible for you and for the audience. Now, when Sashi Tharoor speaks, everyone has to sit with a dictionary. He might be speaking really well. He might be very clear, very audible. But as an audience, am I getting anything out of it? Probably no. But if someone else is speaking on the other hand and delivering with the same thing in a very simple language using basic words, well, the message is pretty clear. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing here is the more they speak in English, the more they are going to improve. In Toastmasters, there is no restriction. We definitely stick to English, but there is no restriction that if you fumble sometimes, or you speak maybe a line in regional language, maybe then you are kicked out of the meeting, or you are not accepted, or you're disqualified. There is nothing as such. It promotes speaking in English because that is the most accepted language. However, there are clubs also which you can join if you want to speak in a regional language. However, if that's a barrier, you want to break that barrier, then one should join Toastmasters, learn. Because once they are in this personal development journey, they will start thinking about, okay, these are the books I should read. These are the podcasts I should listen. These are the YouTube channels I should do. Probably I should speak more. I should write more in English. So when they start this journey, they will start seeing improvement in themselves and they will start breaking the barriers.
Thank you.
I think Toastmaster Kamaljeet, we can proceed with the next part segment. Any questions?
If there are more questions, you can still write in the chat box and Toastmaster Muskan will answer to you on your personal chat box.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I had one more question, so if I may.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. So people think that they won't get time for Toastmasters because of their other commitments like jobs and hectic schedules. So is Toastmasters really time consuming, or we can like manage, we can do time management? Can you give some suggestions on this particular point?
Sure, Toastmaster Kamya. I think this is a very valid question. Whenever we are starting a new journey and it's difficult, the first thing that we give, say, an excuse to ourselves is we don't have time, right? If it's a priority, we will definitely take our time for it and we will go forward with it. Time management definitely works there, and Toastmasters is not time consuming. I must say, if you are taking up a role for a Tuesday meeting, if you dedicate 1 hour for that role, I think it is more than sufficient. And if you're taking up a speech, 30 minutes every day is more than sufficient. And I think that much time everyone is able to take out if they want to improve. And if they are thinking about the workplace and everything else, well, we want to get better there. So we need to manage time here so that we can get better there. So I think time management is never an issue. It's upon us. How do we want to take it forward?